In any recovery process, setbacks happen, but the actual fight doesn't happen during the slip-up itself. The critical battle takes place in the 5 minutes immediately following it. One moment you're making steady progress, and the next your foot slips. You lose your balance, and suddenly you feel like you're sliding right back to where you started. Today, we are going to build a personalized 5-step setback recovery protocol. This system is designed to stop that backward momentum and prevent a single slip from turning into a complete downward spiral. Before we begin, grab a few things. You'll need your week 4 workbook, a blank piece of paper, a pen, and your memory verse card for James 1:21-22. Having these steps written down in advance removes the panic. It takes a failure that usually causes paralyzing shame and turns it into a temporary, manageable obstacle. Let's build your list. At the top of your blank paper, write down step 1. As the text appears, race back. When you stumble, your immediate human instinct is to hide from God out of guilt. You have to interrupt that instinct immediately by confessing the failure right then and there. Look at your workbook. The text specifically notes that the cure is to race back to the Lord immediately without giving Satan time to smother you in guilt. Below that, write down step 2, truth therapy. A setback usually triggers a predictable sequence. The initial act creates guilt, which quickly turns into deep shame. That shame makes you turn inward, cut off communication, and ironically, creates a strong desire to escape into the exact same behavior. You can see this exact psychological loop mapped out here in the week 4 reading. To shatter this structured downward spiral, replace self-condemnation with active worship. Focus intensely on God's goodness rather than your failure. Now, add step 3 to your page. Drop the shovel. Think back to the shovel concept from week 3. You cannot dig your way out of a spiritual failure by doubling down on your own willpower. You are holding the tool that is exhausting you and making the hole deeper. You have to physically let it go. Take a deep breath, lay down your pride, and verbally hand total control of the recovery process over to God. This surrender is the turning point of your protocol. It's the exact second you stop relying on flawed human effort and rest in divine strength. Next, draw a horizontal line across your paper and write down step 4. Map the ritual. Every setback has a starting point. We call this a trigger. It's an external spark, like a stressful day at work, an argument, or just being exhausted, and it is often completely unavoidable. But a trigger is distinct from a ritual. The ritual is the sequence of deliberate actions you take after that trigger. It's the fuse you choose to light that directly leads to the failure. Go back to your workbook. Use these specific sections to audit your most recent setback. Clearly identify what the trigger was and write down the exact ritual that followed it. Finally, draw a large X right in the middle of your timeline and write down step 5. Set the breakpoint. Here's the strategy. You might not have control over when a trigger hits you, but you have complete control over the ritual. You can break that sequence by pre-planning a physical pattern interrupt. Your workbook gives you a list of practical ways to do this. It could mean pulling out a scripture card, calling another guy from your group, or just physically getting up and leaving the room. Mapping the ritual isolates the emotional trigger from the behavior. It allows you to build a defensive trapdoor to pull when the next temptation starts. You no longer have to rely on a vague hope of trying harder next time. You now have a concrete, strategic defense system. Let's review your protocol. Race back, truth therapy, drop the shovel, map the ritual, and set the breakpoint. Before you do anything else, take your phone, snap a photo of that piece of paper, and save it to your favorites so you have instant access to it. If you face a setback this week, do not panic. Open that picture, execute step 1, and remind yourself that you are already on the winning side. Lasting victory doesn't mean you will never stumble. It means you have built a reliable system that immediately catches you and